to move through this ritual as best as we can. Today, all you'll need is a block or a book or anything that can just kind of elevate the ground for you. It can even be a blanket. It's actually really good to have a blanket or a piece of cloth or a sweater, just in case you'd like to put it underneath your knees, underneath your low back. We are going to start laying down. And as we come down onto the ground, onto the mat, keep the knees bent. Keep the block close. As soon as the head touches the ground, shoulders touch the ground, slow sigh out. Hands down by your sides. Thumbs pointing down towards the floor, so we're opening the chest. And we'll bring our shoulder blades a little bit closer together just to prop up the heart. And you can wiggle and squirm all that you need. Taking another sigh out. Breathe back and forth. Notice how you're feeling here from the hips to the toes. Notice how you're feeling here from the shoulders to the hips. Connect to the feeling behind the back of the neck. Connect to the feeling of the space in between the eyebrows. Just take a moment to connect to the feeling before we move here. What comes to mind when you think of ritual and flow in the same space? Maybe as you start to think of those two words, you notice the body wanting to move in ways that connect with you. Maybe it's rocking. Maybe it's more sighs. Maybe there's movement through the fingers and toes. See if you can connect the word ritual to ways that you want to move, that make you feel connected, grounded, ready to start, ready to reflect. And as the inhale comes into the body, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Press the shoulders down into the ground and the low back into the ground. Rotate through the wrists in one direction and in the other direction. As the fingertips come back up towards the ceiling, right knee into the chest, pointing the toes. Slowly rotate through. Take those circles through the ankle. One direction, and then the other. Extend that right leg up towards the ceiling, still with the toes pointed, hands behind the leg, we draw it in. As we draw the leg in, the low back presses into the ground and the shoulders roll down the back. Inhale. Lovely, and exhale. Cross that right leg over the left. Cactus the arms. You can even open the arms a little bit wider. I'm cactusing the arms because I don't really have a lot of room here. And the knees come down to that right side in a twist. Find your gaze over to the left. Breathe in. Exhale out. Inhale. And exhale. Left arm comes over to meet the right. Open that left arm and start to create circles through the shoulder. Maybe we're looking down at the elbow on that right side, or maybe, if it feels comfortable here, balance, practice, breath, we're looking up at the ceiling. Big expansive circles in one direction and then take it in the other. Bring those palms together. Curl in through the upper back. Roll onto the back. Knees into the chest just as they are, hugging them in. Inhale to open the chest. Exhale to plant that left foot down to the ground. Right leg lifts up, hands behind the leg, flexion through the foot this time, and the hip connects to the ground. Bend into the knee, extend through the leg. Nice slow bend and extend. Bending into that knee, planting it to the ground, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, left knee into the chest, taking those circles through the ankle. Can even be a shake if that feels best. And other direction. One more inhale here. Exhale to lift the leg, point the toe, press the hips down. Exhale again, roll the shoulders back. Take a gaze at the big toe. Use it here as your focal point. And then follow that big toe as it crosses over the right leg. Cactus through the arms, deep breath in. Exhale, knees over to that left side. If you need to move the hip over to the other side of the mat, take that move. Keep the gaze lifted and the heart open. Breathe in and out. Right arm lifts up and over, connecting with the left. Nice and slow, that right arm, right shoulder starts to move. Take those circles. Gaze at the elbow. Breathe in deeply. Exhale softly. And we switch it up. Other direction. Shift however you need to here in this movement. Before bringing that palm together with the other, rounding through the upper back, rolling onto the back and bringing the knees into the chest. And you choose where you want to hug the knees in. You choose how you want to move here. Bring that right foot down to the ground. Left leg lifts up, flexion through the foot. Bend into the knee, extend through the leg. Bend into the knee and extend through the leg. Lovely. Both knees come into the chest. Rock and roll forward and back. Take a few times here along the spine. Ugh. Cross at the ankles on the last roll. Come up into seated. Reach the arms up, palms facing down. Kind of like a ballerina type style here. And we're going to bend into the elbows. Nice and slow, round through the upper back. Bring the hands down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round through. Inhale and lift. So it's like we're taking the sun into our center and then we lift up and we come into more of a sunrise. Exhale, light in, and then inhale, light out. Exhale. Inhale. Keep the arms lifted. Palms come together and thumbs draw to the back of the heart. Elbows come close. Find your gaze ahead. Deep inhale. Exhale slow. Right arm behind the back. Keep the thumb on that left side connected. Nice, slow. Curl in, twist in towards that right side. Inhale, open up. Maybe that open is a bit deeper. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, open up. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, we open. And on this next exhale, the hand comes to the outside of that thigh. We lift up through the crown of the head. Maybe we're looking back, maybe we're looking down, or maybe we're looking in. Lovely, steady here through spine and hips. Right hand lifts up. We reach it back. We sweep it to the side. And we connect it to the chest. Reach the arm on that left side upward. And then bring it all the way behind the hip. Nice and slow, chest comes forward. Reach the right arm up and back so the thumb connects to the back of the heart this time. Exhale, draw down. Inhale, open up. Exhale, draw down. And remember, the thumb doesn't have to come to the back. You just have the elbow bend. You can get a bit more expressive with it if you want to bring the elbow into the belly and the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take one more as we inhale, open up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, we lift. And this time the hand comes to the thigh. We sit up nice and tall. Deepening the twist. And finding our gaze, our focus. Whether it's inside to the ground or over the shoulder. Slow and steady, still connected here to the base. We reach that arm up. Hand to the heart. Then both arms come up. Big sigh out, arms come down. Move through the chest and shoulders. Wiggle through the head. Dropping one ear and then the other. And we'll shift back to center on our mat. Or I'll shift back to center on our mat. Or my mat. And we'll come in to table. This is where we'll have our block in between the hands on about the second setting, so the widest side. Taking the base of your palms to the edges, so the thumbs are pointing forward. Tops of the feet to the mat. Exhale, round through the upper back. Bring the chin to the chest, hips forward here in cat. Shift forward, pressing down into the block. Tailbone lifts, belly drops, chest comes forward. Exhale, round, shifting back. And from here, tailbone lifts, belly drops, chest lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, round, move forward. Nice and slow, taking it to cow. Exhale to round, shift back. Inhale, back into that cow, looking ahead. And as we're here in cow, we're going to move from side to side, still using the block. We'll round into cat and move from side to side, still using the block. Tuck the left toes, bring the right foot forward. Deep breath in, look ahead. Exhale, round through. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, slow round through. Inhale, looking forward. We're going to lift the block up. Nice and slow, gazing at the block. Squeezing a little bit here into that left side, left hip, left butt cheek. And as we bring the block down, that left knee is going to lift off the mat. Deep inhale. Slow exhale. Here in our lifted lizard, look ahead. Exhale, bring the left knee down. Place the hand, left hand to the center of the block. Right hand to the thigh. Press, push, lift, and look. Amazing. Slowly, 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 with that right hand, we lift it up. We draw it forward. We bring it to the block. And we heel toe that right foot out to the side in line with the left knee, coming here into a low warrior two base. Slide the block closer. Bring it to the second setting to lift the chest. Deep breath in. We press the knee towards the baby toe. Keep the right hand onto the block. Lift the right arm up. Exhale, shift that knee away from the center, and then bring it back. And as you bring it back, maybe we open the chest, and we come forward, and we bring it back. One more, bringing it forward. Lovely, and back. This time when we bring the arm back, slide the foot out. So we're coming into that gate base. Sweep the right hand down to the mat or to the block. You can even shift that block forward. Hinge at the hip, lift the toe, set the hips back. Exhale. Inhale, rock forward, maybe the toe presses down. And exhale back. This is where that blanket can be really, really helpful underneath the knee as well. I know you guys can't see my toe, but it's there. And slowly come forward. Last one, we draw back. And as we come forward, block shifts down to that other setting. We lift the leg. We bring it back. I have a wall, so you're going to cross it over that left heel, and we're going to look back at the heel of the toes. Nice and slow. Bring that knee in line with the other. Untuck the toes, hip towards the heels in child's pose. Inhale, look forward. Extend the arms forward, tent the fingertips. Right ear comes towards the right shoulder, and there's a slight lean with it. Bring that ear on the left side over the left shoulder, and same thing, we're going to rock with it here to the other side. Back to center, press forward through the fingertips, hips come back. Inhale, ripple forward, plant into the hands. Let the hips come forward here for cobra or up dog, and you can shift through the hips. Be mindful of the block as well. Tuck the toes. Send the hips back and up, downward dog, pedal through the feet. Inhale, tuck the chin in. Exhale, untuck the chin, bring the knees down. Hands back onto the block. Again, base of the palms. Thumbs pointing forward. Left foot comes forward here in that lizard, looking ahead. Exhale, curl in, chin to the chest, rounding through the upper back. Maybe a bit of a squeeze into the right butt cheek. And as you look forward again, press back through the right side, lift the right knee up. Deep inhale. Slow exhale. Bringing that knee to the ground. Moving that right hand to the block. Left hand to the knee or the thigh. Press, push, lift, and gaze. Gently, softly, connectively. Sigh out as a reminder to sink in. Reaching that arm up. Inhale. Exhale, bring it forward. Nice and slow, plant it back onto the block. And this is where I kind of make a different shift. So I'm going to turn on the other side here. So that there's room for me to heel toe the foot out to the side to come to that low warrior two. So your left foot is coming out to the side. Keep planting here nice and steadily. The left arm reaches up, we open up. We shift the knee forward. And then we bring it back, maybe opening the chest. And we bring it forward. And we draw back. Don't forget about the blanket underneath the knee. Focus here more on your comfort, knowing that ritual can also just be what feels comforting and connected to you, what feels good for you, and what's also going to release a little bit of tension for your day. So as we're getting here into the hips, as we're getting here into the breath, stay connected to your heart. Lovely. And as we come back, that arm comes down. We extend the leg out. Maybe we bring that block back. It all really depends on what we feel, what we need, and we shift back. Inhale forward. Exhale, draw back. Lifting the toes. Again, if that feels connected to you, I really invite you to shift here and move. It doesn't have to be in the same speed that I am. It could be faster, it could be slower, it could be stillness. And the next time we move back, we hold here. Let the hips and head become heavy. Inhale, come forward. Hands to the ground. Exhale, sweep that left leg back and over. Remember, I have a wall here, but we're going to look over that right shoulder, back at the right toes, back at the right heel. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Bring that knee in line with the other, tops of the feet to the ground. Coming in to that child's pose, but this time one hand on top of the other, or one arm on top of the other. Get as wide as it feels comfortable. Another option is just to be here on the forearms as well for child's pose, so Sphinx child's pose. If coming right down to the ground doesn't feel connected or doesn't feel comfortable. And you can move through the hips here too while you're lifted. Breathe in. Exhale, reach the left fingertips forward, and then reach the right fingertips forward. Slowly keep the back rounded as you shift up and forward. Exhale, lift the tailbone and send the body back. Nice and slow, tuck the tailbone and chin in, roll forward. And exhale, tailbone up and back. Last one, coming forward. Slowly shifting back. Inhale, plant the palms as you come forward. Chest forward, hips forward, and move them from side to side. You can come here on the tops of the feet, pressing to the base of the palms if that feels connected. Then tuck one foot and then the other. Lift the hips back and up, downward dog. Pedal through the feet. Bend one knee at a time. Bring the left knee down to the ground and then the right. Hips back, legs out to the side, and then legs forward. Keeping the heels on the mat and toes lifted. We'll bring the block over to the side. Can be anywhere on the side. Hands on the shins, chest comes forward, inhale. Nice slow exhale, we round through. Inhale. And exhale. As you come forward, bring the feet close together. Draw the heels in. As the knees start to draw down and the chest comes forward, maybe we take the block underneath one knee. If you have two blocks, you can place them underneath both. Hands to the ankles. And with your thumbs, gently press into the arches of your feet, deepen and push forward. Press down from the base of the arch and push forward. Nice and slow, applying pressure here to the feet. Acknowledging here where the feet will be taking you. And if you're not really connected to pressing into the feet, press into the ankles, press into the shins and the calves. Can you even just press into the forearms? Pressing into the spaces that you know there's tension. Giving yourself a bit of reassurance. Giving yourself some space to just feel and notice. And as you sigh out, melt into hips and self on the block. And as you breathe in, lift and fold forward. The fold doesn't have to be deep. The fold just needs to be the fold that you want in this moment, that you need in this moment. Inhale, you lift the chest. Exhale, that left leg extends out. Block can still be underneath the knee if that feels comfortable too. And the right foot comes into the inside of that leg. Now, if you have two blocks, you can place one on the inside of the thigh, or we can take that block out from underneath and put it on any setting that feels, again, that brings the ground closest to you. So we can place the ankle, we're gonna place the elbow on the block and create a bit of a fist, a bit of a resting point. Open the chest, reach the right arm up and over. Softening into that side body bend and breathing here into the rib cage, into the belly. Deep inhale. Soft exhale. Reaching the right arm up, planting the right hand down behind the hip, maybe moving that block slightly away from the body. Lift the hips, press them forward, squeeze and open. And in this opening, just really focus here on intention and purpose for the day. Focus on self and breath for the day. Focus on who you're connected with, what you connect to. Focus on feeling, focus on ritual, focus on movement. Whatever the focus may be, just take a moment here to kind of let it pour forward. And we draw down. Bringing the left heel in, right leg out, left foot in. Block to the inside, elbow, not ankle, elbow to the block, creating that support, reaching up and over. Woo! And again, use your head as a rest here. Keep the chest open. You can even press into that block, push it into the thigh pushing into the block for a bit more resistance. But again, soft breath here into the side of the body. One more inhale. And of course, another exhale. Reaching the left arm up. Behind the hip. Moving the block forward out of the way. Lifting up, pressing forward. Opening up. Taking notice. Breathing. And exhale. Folding down, sitting down. Come into a seat that is connected to you. So if you have the block, it can be underneath the hips. It can be legs extended out in front of you. It could be child's pose. It could be laying down on your back. We're going to take a few moments here to breathe before we close our practice. We're also going to take a few moments here to move no matter what pose that we're in. So if it's happy baby that you're coming into, if it's more twist that you're coming into, if it is legs up on the wall that you're coming into, I'd love for you just to connect again with whatever feels great. As you can see for me, it's moving here from side to side, applying a bit of pressure to the thighs and the knees, moving the head in different directions, sweeping from one side to the other. But do what feels good, do what feels ritual to you. Do what feels in flow for you. Do what connects you to morning. And when you've shifted a bit here and you can find some stillness, sigh out. One hand on the heart, and then one hand on the belly, or the other hand on top of the one that is on your heart as well. Maybe just take time to notice our heartbeat and our breath, to notice the morning, to notice how we're feeling, to notice where there's tension, but also to recognize where there's softness. Sometimes we get super focused on the tension that we forget the grace spaces, we forget the soft spaces, we forget our joyful spaces and our joyful selves. As you bring through your own rituals throughout the day, may you connect to your breath, may you connect to your intuition, may you connect to your feelings, and may you connect to your practice, no matter what that looks like. But of all things, may you connect to your joy and your heartbeat. Please take a few moments here just to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Fill the belly, ribs, and chest with air. And to let that air out and the body to sink and soften. Big inhale and big sigh out.